In 1959, 9 experienced hikers set out into the Ural Mountains of the Soviet Union. None of them came back. What makes this case disturbing isn't just that they died, it's what investigators found afterward, and what they never explained. The group was led by Igor Dyatlov, an experienced mountaineer and engineering student. Every member of the group was young, physically fit, and familiar with harsh winter expeditions. This wasn't a reckless trip. It was carefully planned, documented, and approved. When the hikers failed to return on schedule, search teams were sent into the mountains. What they found first was the tent. It was still standing, but it had been cut open from the inside. That detail changed everything. Footprints led away from the tent, down the slope toward a nearby tree line. They weren't chaotic. They weren't panicked. They were barefoot. Some hikers were wearing only socks, others thin shoes. They left behind boots, coats, food, and equipment, items no experienced hiker would abandon in sub-zero temperatures. The first 2 bodies were found near the trees. Their hands showed signs of trying to start a fire. They died from hypothermia. 3 more bodies were found between the tree line and the tent, positioned as if they were attempting to return. Then months later, after the snow began to melt, the final 4 were discovered. These hikers had not simply frozen. Some suffered massive internal injuries, crushed ribs and fractured skulls. Injuries doctors compared to the force of a serious car crash. Yet there were no external wounds that explained how those injuries occurred. One woman was missing her tongue. Another had severe facial damage. Radiation was later detected on some of their clothing. The official Soviet investigation concluded that the hikers died due to an unknown compelling natural force. No avalanche was officially confirmed. No attack was identified. The case was closed. Decades later, Russian authorities reopened the investigation. They suggested an avalanche as the most likely explanation, but questions remained. The slope angle was relatively low. The tent was not buried. The footprints leading away from it were still visible, and experienced hikers would recognize avalanche conditions. Most theories explain parts of the story. None explain all of it. 9 people entered the mountains. Something convinced them that staying inside their tent was more dangerous than the freezing darkness outside. Whatever that something was, it never left an explanation behind. If you want more real cases like this, stories where the facts don't line up neatly, subscribe to Midnight Files, because some mysteries don't fade with time. They just get quieter.